Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chinese in Minutes. Today, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating Chinese characters, shén. Originally, shén meant a god, a deity, or a divine spirit. But in modern Chinese, its meaning has expanded far beyond religion. Today, you'll see shén appear in words about mental energy, emotions, facial expressions, mystery, mythology, and even the nervous system. Although these words may seem unrelated at first, they're all connected by the same underlying idea, something invisible that comes from the mind, the spirit, or something beyond the ordinary. Once you understand how shén works, you'll stop memorizing these words one by one. Instead, you'll begin recognizing the hidden connection between them, making new vocabulary much easier to learn and remember. So let's start by understanding the character itself.
Our first word is 精神, which means spirit, energy, or mental state. Let's break it down. 精 means essence or vitality, while 神 means spirit or mind. Put them together, and the word literally means essential spirit. In real life, though, 精神 isn't about spirits or religion. Native speakers use it to talk about someone's energy level or mental condition. If someone looks awake, focused, and full of energy, you can say they 很有精神. If they look tired or exhausted, you can say they 没精神. A simple way to remember this word is to imagine a bright light glowing inside your body. When that light is strong, you feel energetic, focused, and ready for the day. That's 精神. For example, 今天我很有精神. 今天我很有精神. I feel very energetic today. Next is 神经, meaning nerve. The first character, shén, represents the mind or spirit, and jing means pathway or channel. Together, they literally describe the pathways of the mind. Today, 神经 refers to the nerves that carry signals between your brain and the rest of your body. You'll also hear this word in informal conversations. When someone behaves in a very strange or irrational way, Chinese speakers sometimes jokingly say, 你神经啊, similar to saying, are you crazy? Of course, that's an informal expression and should only be used with friends. To remember 神经, imagine thousands of tiny invisible roads carrying messages from your brain to every part of your body. Those roads are your nerves. For example, 他的神经受伤了. 他的神经受伤了. His nerve was injured. Our third word is 神奇, meaning magical or amazing. Here, 神 gives the idea of something extraordinary, while 奇 means unusual or remarkable. Together, they literally mean divinely extraordinary. In everyday Chinese, 神奇 describes anything so amazing that it almost feels like magic. It could be a beautiful place, an incredible invention, a medical breakthrough, or an unexpected experience. A good way to remember this word is to imagine seeing something so unbelievable that your first reaction is, that must be magic. For example, 这个地方真的很神奇. 这个地方真的很神奇. This place is truly amazing. The fourth word is 神秘, which means mysterious. 神 suggests something beyond ordinary understanding, and 秘 means secret or hidden. Together, they literally describe a hidden mystery. In daily life, 神秘 is used for people, places, stories, cultures, or anything that keeps you curious because not everything is revealed. Here's an easy way to remember it. Imagine discovering an old wooden door hidden deep inside a quiet forest. Nobody knows what's behind it, and that unknown feeling is exactly what 神秘 means. For example, 它总给人一种神秘的感觉。它总给人一种神秘的感觉。He always gives people a mysterious impression. Next, we have 神话, meaning myth or mythology. Let's break it down. 神 means God or deity, and 话 means speech, words, or story. So the literal meaning is stories about gods. Today, 神话 usually refers to traditional myths that have been passed down through generations. But in modern Chinese, it can also describe an incredible achievement that seems almost impossible, as in the expression 创造神话, meaning to create a miracle. To remember this word, picture people sitting around a fire thousands of years ago, telling stories about gods, dragons, and legendary heroes. Those stories became 神话. For example, 小时候我很喜欢听神话故事。小时候我很喜欢听神话故事。When I was a child, I loved listening to mythological stories. By now, you can already see how shén has expanded far beyond its original meaning of God. In modern Chinese, it often represents the mind, the spirit, or something extraordinary, and that shared idea connects all of these words together.
Our sixth word is 神仙, which means an immortal, a fairy, or a celestial being. Let's break it down. Shén means God or divine spirit, while xian means an immortal being. Together, they literally mean a divine immortal. In traditional Chinese culture, shenxian are supernatural beings who possess magical powers and never grow old. You'll often see them in Chinese myths, legends, novels, and historical dramas. But in everyday Chinese, shenxian is also used figuratively. If someone lives an incredibly comfortable life, people might say they're living like a shenxian. It can also describe someone with extraordinary talent, almost as if they have superhuman abilities. To remember this word, imagine a wise immortal living peacefully on a misty mountain, surrounded by clouds, never aging, and possessing magical powers. That's a shenxian. For example, 大家都说他过着神仙一样的生活。大家都说他过着神仙一样的生活。Everyone says she lives a life like an immortal.
Next is 神情, meaning facial expression. The first character, 神, represents your spirit or inner expression, while 情 means feeling or emotion. Together, they literally describe the emotions reflected by your spirit. In everyday Chinese, 神情 refers to the expression on someone's face, especially the emotions they're showing at a particular moment. Native speakers often use it when describing how someone's face changes after hearing unexpected news or experiencing strong emotions. An easy way to remember this word is to imagine someone trying not to speak. Even without saying a single word, you can clearly understand how they feel just by looking at their face. That's 神情. For example, 听到这个消息，他的神情一下子严肃起来。听到这个消息，他的神情一下子严肃起来。Her expression suddenly became serious after hearing the news.
Our eighth word is 神态, which means demeanor or overall expression. Let's break it down. Shén represents the spirit or inner expression, and tai means appearance, manner, or posture. Together, they literally describe the appearance of one's spirit. Unlike 神情, which usually focuses on a specific facial expression at one moment, 神态 describes the overall impression a person gives through their facial expression, posture, and body language. Here's a simple way to remember it. Imagine seeing someone from across the room. Before they even speak, you can already tell whether they seem confident, relaxed, nervous, or tired. That overall impression is their 神态. For example, 他的神态非常自然。他的神态非常自然。Her demeanor looks very natural. Our ninth word is 神色, which means the look on someone's face or facial expression. Let's break it down. Shén represents the spirit or inner expression, while 色 means color, appearance, or look. Together, they literally describe the appearance of one's spirit. In everyday Chinese, 神色 refers to the expression on someone's face, especially when it changes because of an emotion, such as surprise, fear, worry, or excitement. Native speakers often use this word when describing someone's reaction before they even say anything. It's very similar to 神情, but there's a subtle difference. 神情 focuses more on the emotion itself, while 神色 often emphasizes the visible change in a person's face. It's the expression you notice immediately. A simple way to remember this word is to imagine someone receiving shocking news. Before they speak, you can already tell something is wrong just by looking at their face. Their 神色 says it all. For example, 听到这个消息，他的神色马上变了。听到这个消息，他的神色马上变了。His expression changed immediately after hearing the news. Our final word is 神父, which means a Catholic priest. Let's break it down. 神 means God or the divine, while 父 means father. Together, they form the standard Chinese title for a Catholic priest. Although the individual characters literally suggest the idea of a father serving God, native speakers don't think about the literal meaning. 神父 is simply the normal word for a Catholic priest, just as English speakers naturally say priest. To remember this word, picture a priest standing inside a peaceful church, leading a service and offering prayers to the community. That's a 神父. For example, 神父正在主持弥撒。神父正在主持弥撒。The priest is leading the mass. Even if you don't hear this word every day, it's useful to know because it appears in conversations about religion, history, travel, and culture.